Hi there, my name is Steve. I am doing a quick review of this Windows-based laptop. It is the Lenovo Thinkpad X220 tablet. Now, a lot of the PC market, especially Windows computers, are getting a big bad rap lately, especially with the rise of the popularity of MacBooks lately. I've always been a PC, in particular a Windows user, although I also like Linux. And although I do admit MacBooks and MacBook Airs and all those new devices are really kind of cool, and they're great for casual internet use and some professional applications, Windows PCs still have a great price, a great value. They perform exceptionally well in many tasks, and well, you can get a lot more options from different hardware vendors like this model. Now, a lot of people think also that MacBook and Apple, for that matter, produces excellent hardware, and they do, but it's not the best hardware out there, at least not in my opinion. I think this laptop here is an example of some exceptional engineering, and quite honestly, I would prefer this notebook to a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro even. Now, this system cost me about $1,200 about 6 months ago. If you wanted to check the performance on this, it is a Core i3 with a 2310M CPU, so that's a dual core running at 2.1 gigahertz. It's a Sandy Bridge CPU. It is using the Intel HD 3000 graphics chip. It has 4 gigabytes of DDR3, and it's using Windows, I believe Windows Home 64-bit 7 edition. And as you can see here, this is the Pen and Touch edition. So this is something a MacBook or Mac Air can't do, and that's I can scroll with my mouse. I can pinch and do all these fun things. I can even load up Angry Birds on the screen, something a MacBook can't do. And I can play Angry Birds on my PC. Angry Birds was free because Intel has an app store that... where's the exit button? Intel has an app store that's just like the Apple App Store for the iPhone, where you can download a bunch of apps. This is particularly kind of cool for people who have netbooks and things like that. But you have all these applications that you can try. A lot of them are free, just like the App Store. And you just tap them and you can install them. And then you can run them from the Intel App Store thing, or you can run them from your desktop. Now, Windows 7 isn't really designed for tablets and touch screens. You can tell that because to open something you have to double click it instead of single tapping it. That's kind of annoying, for example. But there's this little application that Lenovo included with Windows called Simple Tap, and it opens up a single one-tap option screen for you. So you can open up Google Chrome, for example, just by pressing that once. No, I didn't actually press it. So just pressing once, it opens up. And you have all your apps and all that other fun stuff. In terms of speed, this thing is exceptionally fast. It did cost $1,200, and I did do a small upgrade. I did upgrade the hard drive from the default hard drive, which is like a 250 gigabyte hard drive. I upgraded it to a solid state drive for about $100-something. So after tax, after everything, this entire system probably was closer to $1,400. But upgrading the hard drive is extremely easy on this thing. There's simply unscrew this thing right here. It pops out, and then you can pop another drive in. I like that. All these, most of the PC-based notebooks are extremely easy to upgrade, especially hard drive and RAM. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple neat features about this laptop before I do a couple other things. First of all, you can rotate the screen, pop it down, and now you have yourself a tablet. It's a little bit on the thicker side for a tablet, of course, but for any type of notebook, this is fairly slim. I added an extended battery, so this laptop can last a fair amount of time. It's about 5 hours at the moment of battery life of actual use. If you lower the screen brightness and you do all those other things, you can get this up to maybe 10 hours of use. So if you want to do reading, you can get about 10 hours of reading. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I like to use it. I have Kindle here, for example, so I can go up the Kindle store and it's doing an update. Great. Okay. Can't blame me for that one. Anyways, there's a pen, and this is a touch pen. And the touch pen is just like your finger, but a lot more accurate. It's also pressure sensitive, so you can write with it just like you can a real pen. And the harder you press, the thicker the lines, the lighter you press, the lighter the lines. So you can get some fairly fine detail. Now this thing is awesome if you're into drawing. If you had to buy a Wacom drawing tablet, you'd be paying like $2,000 for the same functionality you get in this awesome little computer. So I actually do a lot of drawing on this, which is primarily why I got this system for some digital sketching. And that pen just pops into the corner of your laptop, so it's out of the way. What else can I show you? Okay, the keyboard is rock solid. I don't know if you can tell, but there's no flex at all on that keyboard. You can press down pretty hard, and it's one of the best keyboards in the industry. It looks ugly, I admit. It's a little old school design, like there's not chiclets and all that stuff, but this is an amazing keyboard. It's full size, so there's no shrinkage. So if you have a big hand, this works perfectly well. If you use a desktop all the time, using this laptop will not be an issue. You'll be an easy natural migration over. If you have any problems with Windows or you want a system update, you simply press this little button here. Lenovo includes this with their ThinkPads. It allows you to back up, it allows you to check your security, it allows you to do updates, shows you your hardware, shows you your power and performance, and it verifies that everything is working well. I haven't done my backups in a while, so it bugs me to make sure I do my backups. You can disable the annoying little pop-ups, of course, but like I did, and it will still tell you that you need it. You get premium support, top notch, because this is designed for business users and high-end users. I still have another 200 days of warranty, so I got this just under 6 months ago, 5 months ago roughly, and that's kind of cool. Now the entire system I have not formatted since I got it. All the applications on startup and services are all still there from the original, the default installation that came with it. So there was no junkware that was really installed. Everything was essential, more or less. The ThinkPad things like this simple tap were included, and I think they're very useful for the system. So nothing. I didn't need to delete anything. I enabled the Windows virus scanner. You probably can't tell, but I have the Windows virus scanner right here going. I actually need to update that. So Windows comes with a free virus scanner, which is great. I have Dropbox running. I have a few other things running. Battery life is pretty good, 4 hours and 42 minutes. So just about 5 hours of battery life from this system with the extended back. You can get so it's not as ugly, but then you're going to drop the battery life down to about 3.5 hours of use. Now there's another nice thing about Windows is you can, or Windows and Intel is there's this technology called wireless displays. Essentially, I can press that one button and it will connect my laptop to my TV. My TV is actually upstairs right now, so I just connected to it, and I can create a separate display for the TV, or I can mirror this current display. It's great for watching movies, or anything. You don't have to plug an HDMI cable in, which this does have, by the way. But you can just, actually has a display port, I think. But you can just, press this one little button. If you have the adapter for your TV, it's about, I got mine for about $90, and you have wireless HDMI, 1080p, Dolby Digital audio, and it works great up to around 15, 20 feet, and then you occasionally start getting problems when you get further away than that. So that's a WiDi. You don't really get that with MacBooks. I love that technology. I watch movies on this all the time over Netflix on my TV. Never have to worry about plugging cables in, and I can work on my laptop while I'm watching the movie, while it's on the TV, but control it through my laptop. You can also do gaming on it, although gaming over WiDi is a little bit on the laggy side, so I probably would not recommend that. So I'm going to show you something. I'm turning off the laptop completely. And so the computer's off. I'm going to turn it on, and we can, wait a second. 1, 2, 3. So I just press the on button. We'll see how long. Oh shoot. Okay, that's coming out of standby. That's not really fair. I have to hold this button down a little longer, I guess, to turn it off. Is it off? I think it's off now. Okay. Maybe it's not. Okay, now it's off. The reason it said that is because I shut it down improperly. But to show you that Windows doesn't load up that slow, that was only a few seconds at the loading screen, and when you get here, you don't have to log in. You just need to swipe your finger, and it logs in for you. There's no passwords, nothing like that. You just have to swipe your finger, and you're now ready to go. All the applications are ready to launch and load up instantly. There's no waiting, there's no delay. This is as fast as a MacBook, if not faster. Really, when you have it set up with good hardware, high quality hardware, and proper support like Lenovo provides, as long as you're not a complete fool, you can keep the system running really fast. It's not very hard. You just can't load a million applications on that are all spyware. It's not that hard to do. It can happen on a Mac also, so it's really all that, well, whatever. Windows key lock again. If you want to lock your computer, you can walk away from it. No one's going to be able to come in and get into your computer. You can just swipe your finger when you want to get in, and you're in. If you shut the computer and it goes into sleep mode, it's now in sleep mode, you can just wipe your finger and don't even do that. There we go. You swipe your finger and you can get in. You can set the finger swipe to be any of your fingers. You can set it so that you have multiple fingers. So if for some reason one of your fingers isn't working one day for whatever bizarre reason, it doesn't happen to me, but let's say you burn your finger, you can use your other thumb. Not a problem. You can also set it so that a friend can come in, or you can use your family. Each person in your family gets their own finger, and that finger allows you to just log into your own account. Kind of cool. I like that. I like that a lot. No passwords. You can even set this finger swipe to work with other applications. So if you want to log into your email, you can just swipe your thumb when it asks you, and it will log you, and you don't have to type any passwords. That's more secure. If a virus lands on your computer, if you're typing in passwords all the time, people can see what you're typing in. If you're simply swiping your thumb, the hackers cannot get your password. Now there's one other thing I wanted to show you. I meant to show you this before. So the computer's off. Now you might notice that there's a little green light here. Even when the computer's off, this little fingerprint scanner is constantly checking to see if you swipe. It doesn't take any battery power, or at least very, very little. This thing can stay in the standby mode for a good week or so, maybe even 2. But you just swipe your finger, and it turns the computer on for you. It will, if you set a BIOS password, like a boot up password, it will bypass the password there, that you want a BIOS password in case someone steals your notebook and you don't want them access to your hard drive. You can encrypt the entire Windows and use your finger to get into it. But what's really cool is it remembers your finger swipe when you turn it on and logs you in to Windows automatically without having to re-swipe your finger, which is kind of cool. See, logged in. And again, that took 30 seconds, 20 seconds. I have to time it after, but it was pretty quick. And again, everything works right away. Games work awesome on this. Not the cutting edge games, unfortunately. It's the same internal guts that a MacBook Air would have, and that's the Intel HD 3000 and the same dual core processor. So really this is the same internal guts as a MacBook Air. Maybe a little bit faster since the MacBook Air is running at around 1.6, 1.8. This one's running at 2.1 or something. So this is a little bit faster than a MacBook Air in terms of CPU performance and graphics performance, but only by a little bit. But you can still play Counter-Strike on it. You can still play World of Warcraft on it without much problem. It's just modern games like Battlefield 2 that are not going to run on this system at all. Now you can change rotation also. So if you want to change how the screen looks, you can do that. And so I think that's all I wanted to show you. This entire thing is a 12-inch notebook. 12-inch. It's if you take away the battery, the thing is pretty small. And as I said, there's 3 different options for batteries. The 8, 4, and 6, I think. I got the 8 cell in there, so it jets out a little bit. There's no CD-ROM on this drive, on this computer. That's not really unexpected. It is meant to be very thin. SD card reader, powered USB, so you can charge your iPhone even when the computer's off. And all the display connectors you need. There's a Wi-Fi connector on and off. This thing has a dual antenna, so you actually get really good reception. And you can plug in a 3G SIM card, so if you want to get mobile internet using your cell network, this does that no problem also. It has dual hard drive slots. You can either go with the SIM card or you can go for the extra hard drive. And I only have one hard drive installed, but I have enough room for a second smaller hard drive option if I want to, which is kind of cool. Sometimes you want to do like a hybrid solution with a 500 gig hard drive and a 80 gig 1.8 inch solid state drive, but I didn't do that. Yep, I like Windows. I do see a few problems with Windows, mainly because of people underestimating it in some ways, and Microsoft's dragging their feet in a lot of ways. But this particular computer, Lenovo, they fix every single problem I have with Windows. I really cannot complain with this computer at all. So if you're looking for a good Windows system and you want an experience away from the traditional $300 Walmart PCs that are kind of crap, this is a great option. It's a lot less than a MacBook Pro. As I said, you can get, I got this one for $1,200 to $1,400, but they go as cheap as $900. And if you don't want to get the touchscreen option, you can get it down to maybe $600 or $700 and still have it pretty fast. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. I'll see y'all later.